Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. This is my book, which you could get in bookstores everywhere. And I am so glad so many of you have already bought the book or got your signed copy of it directly from my website. Hello, it is so wonderful seeing you here this morning. DJ Ray, thank you so much for dropping my links in the YouTube chat. Chuck Science, thank you so much. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so I guess I was feeling some Valentine's vibes. Thank you. I really appreciate the compliments. Brian, hey, welcome in. I am ready to have a great day, and I hope you are too. Woohoo! 420 subscribers over on my YouTube. Let's go. Let's just keep building this up, getting more subscribers. Tell your friends, tell your family. And if you haven't subscribed, it's free. Please do so. And leave the thumbs up on the stream if you haven't already. David, welcome in. Ken, it's so nice to see you here. And Alvin, hey, good morning. It is great seeing you. Saying hi to everyone. Derek, good morning. And hey, Chris from Patriots Pod. Welcome in. It is so wonderful seeing you here. Who's ready for the Super Bowl? Woohoo! I am, that's for sure. What about you, though? All right, let's get some music going on in the background. You guys can hear that, right? Just making sure it's not too quiet. All right, but of course, before we dive into the Super Bowl, I am missing my ball. Well, I'll come back with some cannabis soon, but I do have a strain that I'm smoking today, some Durban poison, to really achieve that next level mental clarity and really make some good prop selections, some good picks for today. And yeah, it is almost Super Bowl Sunday, so we are going to be looking at props too. I know I haven't done that in a while, but we're bringing that back onto this live stream. Thank you so much, Chris, for reminding everyone to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And please, if you haven't already, sign up for my free daily emails just by going to arielcalista.com, clicking the button that says stay in touch. There's also a pop-up that shows up. You could subscribe to the email that way. There's just a lot of ways to do that. Alrighty, so currently, let's run down our ROIs. That is our return on investment. In college basketball, we're sitting at 36.7% with a 71.2% win rate. We've played 125 units in college basketball so far this season, and we are just crushing it. I love it. NHL, we're not going to have that for a few weeks, but we're currently sitting at 36%. That is our current ROI in hockey, and we've had a 66.7% win rate with 96 units played so far this season. Hey, the Olympics are happening now. I'm pretty excited. Have you guys been watching it? Watching in the opening ceremonies? Have you been enjoying it? Let me know. I want to hear your feedback for sure. Oh yeah, the NBA has been kind to me, that's for sure. In the NBA right now, my current ROI is 35.5%, and we've had a 70% win rate so far this season in the NBA with 96 units played. So, pretty good, right? almost 70% win rates across the board. The only one is hockey, but you know what? Our ROIs are all above 35%, which is excellent. That's a great return. So let's keep it going with some more wins, and let's talk about the Super Bowl. I want to hear from all of you in the audience. What are you playing? Who do you like? What props are you picking? And just drop it in the comments section. And also, for everyone out there who's just joining this stream, please make sure to subscribe to my Substack. If you like the daily report emails, if you find them interesting and fun, and you like reading all the writing, well, we do an even deeper dive on my Substack, and it really dives into the numbers. I get to write longer pieces than I would normally write in an email, where it's more like, you know, you have the AI section, you have the sports section, you know, you have the sports analysis, you have the health section, whereas the Substack is really focused just on sports betting, prediction markets, and adding AI into all of that so that you're building better models, you're optimizing them. And it's just a great place to do like longer pieces. So if you haven't joined my Substack, please make sure to do so. It's a great place to start reading all of my work. And I appreciate how many people have been reading my work on Substack. Oh no, yeah. One bad college day, but otherwise, you know what? And it all balances out across the board. Sometimes it's a tough day here, but when you have so many good days in a row, it's okay. It really does balance out, and it's sports betting. There's always going to be variance. You aren't going to have the winners without the losers. But right here on the stream, I'm trying to make sure that everybody listening has way more winners than losers. I love it. You've cashed 17 of your last 20 Illuminati bets. That's the way to go. And if you guys don't know, Illuminati is basically what I'm calling my AI persona instead of RI, like ARI, which kind of works. You know, a lot of people call me Ari, but Illuminati, it makes sense. You know, I have Sports Betting Illuminated, that's my book. I have Infrared Illuminated, that was the first book I ever published. And yeah, Illuminati, helping you out with all your AI coding. Alrighty, so write in the chat what you're playing for the Super Bowl, what you're looking at, and I'm just gonna dive in. So not really much has changed since Tuesday. There has been a little bit of sharp action showing up on the Patriots +5 in some spots. South Point had it at +5, but then they moved it to +4.5. And, you know, I mean, a lot of sharps hang out at South Point, but it's interesting to know is South Point is a hotel off the strip, so it's more like a local spot. Just so you guys know, I would have archery competitions there, and yeah, really, it's really more of like just the local yokel casino. Okay, Circa is still holding it at +5. Oh, that's amazing, Chris. I'm so glad that your copy of the book came in yesterday. Send that to me and I'm happy to sign it. Send it your way. We'll leave a nice little message in the cover. All right, so right now, looking at the Super Bowl, this is at 6:30 tomorrow night, and I gotta admit, even though I'm now an East Coaster, and I have been for, you know, a couple years, I still am like, is it at 6:30 or is it like at 3:30? I always think it's a little bit earlier than it was, because over on the West Coast, the Super Bowl was almost like a mid-afternoon kind of event, where you basically spend the morning just prepping the snacks, getting the sausage dip together. I'm gonna be making that this year. You know, sometimes making some homemade empanadas or something. You know, it was always a good time getting the veggie boards together. And then it would happen at like 3:30, and then you still have dinner afterwards. But here on East Coast, it's more of like a dinner time kind of event, so it's cool. It always feels like a little bit new to me, because I'm just so used to the Super Bowl being a mid-afternoon thing for so many years. But it's a different adjustment, and I like it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Veggie boards. Yeah, the veggie boards work. Some people like veggies. I like to eat my veggies. I don't know. I know some people are like anti-vegetable, but hey, they're healthy. All right. So, I mean, this line, the spread for Seattle has just been sitting here at -4.5. Most spots have just opened it up here and kept it here. There is a little bit of Seattle money. And the total right now, it did drop. It went from 46.5 to 46 to 45.5. So that is a point drop with some over money being played, but nothing rising to the level of significance. I think Vegas is very happy with these numbers. They like the numbers, and it doesn't look like there's really any imbalanced action on either side. Share the empanada recipe. Okay. Great run passing the celery string. Veggie boards are great. Why not? Yeah, I know. And it was originally from the first time I actually started doing live streaming. My first live stream ever was for the Super Bowl like 3 years ago, I think. Was it that long ago? It was with producer Chris, Patriot Pod, and also with Jason from Fantasy Sports Corporation and Fantasy Sports Network. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little confused here. I've been smoking a little too much weed this morning before I came on. And that was my first ever live stream, and oh my god, I was so nervous. I was having a hard time just even like trying to get the words out. I was not used to being in front of a live audience like this. But we did it, and then afterwards I, really started embarking on the DM Sports Network, doing that with Chris, Eric, Cricket, and that gave me all the practice I need to do these live streams. And it was really good. We had a really great, strong show for a while. So, hey, I'd love for you guys to come back on to Sports Betting Illuminated if you ever want to come on the stream. And it will be getting enhanced real soon. I have, some displays on the way, so then it will be more of like an interactive stream, like I said in the past. Almost like I'll be standing up from a different angle. It'll be like kind of Weather Girl style. It'll be cool. I think you guys will like it a lot. Aw, thank you. That was such a fun show, and we were always coming through with sharp picks every week. I know the audience appreciated that, and finding all the angles. It was a lot of fun, and you were always bringing the energy, Chris. Coming through with the energy, the fire, the parlays. It was fun. In fact, I actually have a correlated parlay for you in the Super Bowl today. I like Seattle to win and for Sam Darnold to win MVP. I know it's a correlated parlay and most spots won't take it, but some spots might, and either way, you could still play this as straight bets, so still get that profit if you like it. I mean, of course, if you like the Patriots to win, you could take May for MVP. That is a correlated parlay, and I do dive into what are smart correlated parlays, and you guys know me. You guys know me for a while. I've always been anti-parlay. I actually break it down in my latest Substack on just why the math isn't mathin' for the parlays. I really dive into the specifics. So make sure to follow my Substack, arielcalista.substack.com. Easy peasy. And yeah, the Weather Girl vibe is going to be a lot of fun. I know you guys are going to like that a lot. Okay, but we put a limit bet down on Darnold. Alright. Oh, they gave you plus 130. Let's go. Let's go. That's a nice plus money number. And I know a lot of places, they won't allow you to play a correlated parlay. They know that, when a team wins the Super Bowl, that the quarterback is most likely to win MVP. I mean, the sportsbooks know that this is correlated. So just, if they don't let you play it, still play the straight bets. I mean, and that's okay. It's okay to play a straight bet if they won't let you play this parlay. All right. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, looking at the Super Bowl, I might even ladder out the Seahawks a little bit. I think they faced a much tougher schedule this season than the Patriots have. And I just think they're a little bit more prepared. So I don't know. I think it's going to be tougher for the Patriots than a lot of people think. But I know there's a lot of hope out there, a lot of, Patriots fans in the audience as well. But I kind of am leaning more towards this, if anything. Because just looking at their schedules, the Patriots have not had as an intense season with as tough of a schedule as the Seahawks have. So I think they're a bit more prepared, truthfully. And also, Sam Darnold is an action play guy. So, my bad, he's a play action guy. Yeah, I mean, the Patriots, I just don't think, I think that it's been a bit of an easier schedule, just all things considered, and I know that they're using AI to schedule everything to try to make it very fair, make it very fair for all the teams and all the players, but at the end of the day, I just think it's been tougher for the Seahawks than it has been for the Patriots. So I think Sam Darnold is going to do a lot of rollouts and throws, and I think just looking at props, total receptions for Seattle might be okay. I think that might be an okay prop to start looking at. And the one thing I like when it comes to these props for the Super Bowl is the big play props. Like, let's really dive into that. Oh, you think so, Ken? Honestly, Darnold's been, yeah, and this year he's been really a star. Like, Darnold has come through, and it just seems like he's in his right element right now. He found his groove with the right team, so it's definitely something worth considering. The right side rush might be concerning, but if they can seal that off, the ladder makes super sense. Yeah, and I'm not saying bring out the whole giant ladder. We're still talking about a little bit of a combination of a step stool and a ladder, like maybe like a short. I wouldn't go too crazy here because it still is the Super Bowl. These lines are going to be tight. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, Truck Science. To have a monster record and be kicked out of Minnesota. Not the 4-alarm fire ladder, a step ladder. Yeah, a step ladder, Alvin, you got it. Okay, so let's look at some of these big play props. Look for completions over 25 yards for Seattle. That is something that you should start looking for. Keep your eye on some plus money plays here. Yeah, over 25 yards for Seattle. Then I think, just looking at Sam Darnold, he will be Mr. Play Action Pass. So I think he's going to pick up more rushing yards than expected. He's going to generate some big pass plays. And yeah, I think this is going to be good for him. And look for flashy receiver numbers as well. So these are some big play props. I like it. Yeah, so completions over 25 yards for Seattle. Keep your eye on that. I think rushing yards, this is something you'll want to keep your eye on as well. And yeah, flashy receiver numbers. So keep this in mind. Keep this in the back of your mind as you're starting to look at props here. Also, I'm looking at Jackson Smith-Njigba for receiving yards over. And also, I'm looking at Kenneth Walker, the Seahawks running back, for for total receiving yards to go over. I think he's going to get a lot of short passes as Sam Darnold is rolling out. So you might also want to play over total receptions for Walker as well. But either way, tomorrow morning, I am going to post my favorite props in the daily report. So I know I threw out a lot right now, but I will be posting them in the daily report. Just sign up by going to Ariel Calista, click the Stay in Touch button. It's free. I don't give out your information. You never get ads, but you get a lot of free plays, wins, and great information. So sign up and tell your friends. Oh, you like the play action pass angle. Yeah, there is a lot to correlate here, and looking at how these players are performing, and looking at some of these correlated, I've been doing a deep dive into this, like especially since I did my correlation Substack. And I know a lot of people asking me, like, what are other correlated plays? Can you analyze this even further? So, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, and that is a high ladder. I don't think I'd like to work with her. I don't think she's climbing up the ladder. I think she's gotten some of the new people to do it for her. Absolutely, Ken. Definitely. Yeah, Walker will get some catches. There'll be some 20 plus gains from Smith. And you bet that Darnold gets some rushes too. Let's go. Let's go. So these are just some of my props that I'm playing. If you guys have other props that you like, throw them in the chat. I would love to see them, hear from you, and yeah, see what you like. So just let me know. And of course tomorrow in the daily report, I am going to post my favorite props. But that's what I have for now. Okay, so you can play this correlated parlay, you could play the MVP, the team that you want to win, that is a correlated parlay. You can find a sports book that's going to let you play it and just search around, or even just play both of them individually as straight bets. That is fine too. And yeah, I think this is going to be interesting, especially because Darnold is just Mr. Play Action Pass. Like, this is going to be good. I think it's going to be really good. Oh no, I'm sorry, Derek. Well, I mean, for the Patriots, you could still take Patriots to win with the Drake May for MVP. I mean, that's possible as well. So, that's another correlated parlay. But yeah, I've kind of been on Seattle for a while. And yeah, you guys know from my past few streams, I've been talking about them. I've been keeping my eye on them. Alrighty. So let's move on to some college basketball. All right, so starting with a 12 o'clock game, this is coming up. I've been keeping my eye on Temple Owls versus East Carolina Pirates. The Temple spread went from -1.5 to -3.5. I see a bit of pro money showing up here for Temple. This is looking pretty interesting. The line's going in the right direction. There's a little bit of pro money here. I don't feel like super strong about this yet, but I'm keeping my eye on this play because it has been a 2-point move out on the spread, backed by some pro money. So it's interesting, it is interesting. You're thinking of offering +6 on exchanges. Well, you know what? I like it. There should be more betting exchanges in the US in particular. Alright, but that does require a lot of education, people understanding how it works and playing against each other, setting their own lines. I think it's cool. It's a cool concept where you don't have to pay really anything to the house. You're just paying on your winnings, way less than you would to a sports book. All right, let's talk about Louisville Cardinals versus Wake Forest Demon Deacons. This is at 12 o'clock as well, so it's coming right up. Louisville opened up at -7.5, and right now they're sitting at -9.5 on Louisville money. So that is a 2-point move, just like the Temple was a 2-point move. But I'm not really seeing so much pro money showing up here, as I'm just seeing money on Louisville. So something to keep your eye on, but not totally in love with this play yet. You know, I'm just looking at how these lines are moving, and I do see it moving in the right direction for Louisville and for Temple so far, but I don't know if I'm quite ready to put them in my action play pile yet. What? That is a new one for me. I don't know. All right, let's look at Oklahoma State versus Arizona. That is at 4:00 p.m. Eastern, and Oklahoma State opened up, they're underdogs, but they opened up at +21.5, and they're currently sitting at +19.5. And there is some Oklahoma State money pushing this line in the right direction for Oklahoma State. So, I mean, that's another 2-point move in the right direction for Oklahoma State, backed by some money, but also still just watching this. I am not ready to quite put this in my action play pile, but I'm keeping my eye on this. This is a 4:00 game, so we have plenty of time just to see, does this line move even further? Do some pros come in? You know, these are questions that we need answers to, and we will be looking at this again in a daily report, so make sure to sign up. Alrighty, well, that is all I have in college basketball. We will be rolling right into the NBA after this, and then talking about some AI as well. I got you. All right, so stay tuned for the 2-minute drill. I'll be in the comments, and then we'll be right back for some NBA. Hope you enjoyed the 2-minute drill today, and if you have any questions, comments, write them in the comment sections, or you could always reply back to any single one of my emails, or just fill out a form on my website with any questions, comments, concerns you might have, or if you just want to dive into something, you know, work on a project together. I am super interested, you know, in all of these projects, you know, looking at sports and the numbers and really diving into the data. It's been so much fun for me. So I always love when you guys bring me new angles or new things to look at. All right, stay tuned. Traditional sportsbooks operate on a simple model. They set odds and you take them or you leave them. The house builds in a profit margin called the VIG or juice, which is typically 4 to 5% on each side of a two-way market, guaranteeing a profit regardless of the outcome. You're not betting against other people. You're betting against a bookmaker who controls pricing and, of course, limits winners. Betting exchanges flip this model entirely. They're peer-to-peer marketplaces where bettors set their own odds by betting for or betting against outcomes. The exchange simply matches opposing positions and takes a small commission, which is usually 2 to 5% on net winnings. No bookmaker is setting the lines or limiting sharp action. Here's why betting exchanges offer better odds than sportsbooks. The math is straightforward. Traditional sportsbooks might offer -110 on both sides of a game, creating a 4.5% margin. That's a 109% overround. The implied probabilities add up to more than 100%, and you're paying for the difference. On betting exchanges, market competition drives prices towards a true probability. You'll often find equivalent bets at -105 or even -102 because you're not paying the bookmaker's margin, just a commission on the winnings. For a $100 bet, that's a 5 to 8 point difference in odds, which translates $4 to $7 extra profit per win. Compounded over hundreds of bets, the edge is massive. More importantly, exchanges allow you to act as the bookmaker yourself. You think the Patriots won't cover? You can lay them at -3.5 and collect premium if they fail. This flexibility creates opportunities traditional betting can't match. Arbitrage, hedging, and exploiting inflated public prices. Now, let's talk about why betting exchanges remain rare in the US. Betting exchanges like the Betfair's model thrive in the UK and Europe, but they've gained minimal traction because of regulatory complexity. That is a huge barrier. US gambling laws are state by state, and many jurisdictions restrict peer-to-peer wagering as unlicensed bookmaking. New Jersey, they briefly allowed exchange betting, but liquidity never reached critical mass. The other barrier is cultural. American bettors are conditioned to sportsbook simplicity. Just pick a side and place a bet. Exchanges require understanding taking versus giving points, managing exposure, and thinking like a market maker. For recreational bettors, that learning curve outweighs the pricing advantage. For sharp bettors who are willing to learn, exchanges represent the single biggest structural edge available in sports betting. The problem isn't the model, it's that most American bettors don't have access to it. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick 2-minute drill. I do have my bowl here now, so we will take a hit of this Durban poison and make some more good picks. Oh. All right. Whoa. That was some cannabis. Yeah. Betting exchanges, and we really don't have to. I mean, we tried some betting exchanges here. I think a lot of these like prediction markets are trying to create something like this, and oh boy, it's all right. I'm still 5'3", guys. But the camera does make me look taller, that's for sure. All right, one more quick hit, bong rip, and then we are going to dive into the NBA. Alrighty. So, starting off at 3 o'clock today, I am looking at the Wizards versus Brooklyn Nets game. This Brooklyn spread went from -4.5 to -6.5 on mixed money. This is interesting. The sports books are moving this line, really not backed by any significant money on either side, but the line is moving and it's already moved 2 points on the spread. So something to keep your eye on, and I don't have a play here yet, but it is going in the right direction for the Brooklyn Nets. So, something to watch. Let's watch it and wait and see what happens. Oh, and by the way, this is a live stream, so if there are any particular plays you would like me to break down and analyze or look at, just throw them in the chat. I'm happy to do so live on air, looking at the games together and analyzing any plays that you would like to see. Okay, now moving on to the 3:40 p.m. Eastern game between the Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. This Houston Rockets spread has been bouncing around. It opened up at +4.5, went to +2.5. So it looked like it was going in the right direction for Houston, but now sitting at +3.5. I think, the sportsbook is just trying to find the numbers that people are comfortable with taking, but at this moment, there is some Rockets pro money in here. Like, I'm seeing a little bit of pro money starting to develop on the Rockets, but the line's been bouncing around. So at this moment, I'm just keeping my eye on this. You know, the line's been bouncing, the pro money is there, but really from the open, it's only moved, I mean, it moved 2 points in the right direction, but now it's only 1 point in the right direction. So keep your eye on this, and let's just see if anything changes before this 3:40 p.m. Eastern game. Now, moving on to the Mavericks versus Spurs. This is a 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern game. It's a little bit later. The Dallas Mavericks opened up at plus 11.5, and right now they're sitting at plus 9.5 on mixed money. So it seems like the Las Vegas sportsbooks are moving this in the right direction for them. They've moved it 2 points, but it has been only 2 points on mixed money. I'm not seeing anything here yet that I just love, but I am keeping my eye on it. Let's see if it moves further or if it moves back. You know, both of these options are possible, and at this moment I'm not really even moving it in my action pile. I'm just watching it. Alrighty. So moving on to the Utah Jazz versus Orlando Magic. This is a 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern game, and Utah, they've been going in the right direction. I noticed a little bit of pro money starting to show up on the spread here. They opened up at plus 9.5. They went to plus 7.5. There's a bit of pros starting to come in here. It's not super sharp, but the pro money is there, and it's moving 2 points in the right direction, so keep your eye on this one as well. Let's see, there's plenty of time before the game, so just make sure, you know, things keep going in the right direction. Make sure suddenly the pro money doesn't just disappear or the line reverses. You know, anything could happen. At this moment, I'm just watching and waiting on this one, and the total as well. It opened up at 235.5, went to 238.5. There is some over money, and the line is moving 3 points towards the over. So keep your eye on this. Something to pay attention to, for sure. All right. So moving on to this 8 o'clock game between the Nuggets and the Bulls. This total, I actually like a lot. I think this is my favorite play. It opened up at 229.5, went to 232.5, then went to 233.5. I noticed some level 4 over money. The money is still looking strong. The line came back to 232.5, and just some spots it's still at 233.5, but most spots have moved it back just a point. I liked it at 232.5. In fact, I would say I would bet it right there. So, you know, I like this play a lot, and out of all the NBA plays, this is my favorite one on the board. So I'm not worried about it coming back. It only came back a point, but the money is so strong, and this is a 3-point line movement. You know, it almost moved 4 points, and then it came back, but I think, you know, it still has the, it still has the likelihood of moving out even further, and there's a lot of money on the over. So Vegas is seeing the money, agreeing with it, and moving out this line. So something to pay attention to. Then at 8:40, the Golden State Warriors, they're facing off against the Lakers. I've just been keeping my eye on the total here. Looks like it's been dropping against some level 5 over money. So I'm seeing a lot of money on the over, level 5 over money on this Golden State Warriors Lakers game. But the line went from 224.5 to 220.5. So the total is dropping and the money is just piling on the over. I'm scared of this one. I'm staying far away from this. It's not looking too interesting to me. All right. And then finally, the last one I'm looking at is this Grizzlies Trailblazers game. It's at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and the total went from 237.5 down to 234.5. There is a bit of over money, but I'm seeing some of the sharp money showing up on the under. So there's plenty of time till this game starts, but just think about this. The sharps seem to be showing up on the under, despite there being a good amount of over money. And the Vegas lines, they see that sharp money and they're moving the line in the right direction towards the under with some of the sharp money. I'm still going to wait and see on this one, because there's plenty of time till, you know, the game happens. But the one play that I really like right now across college, across NBA, all of basketball, it is this over in a Nuggets Bulls game. I still like it. Even though it came back a point, I like this play a lot. All right, those are all my plays for today. Not really a lot of plays, just a lot of lines that I'm looking at. One play that I really like, but you know what? It's important to be selective. And especially at this time of year, I know it's easy to want to bet on a lot of different things. You have the Olympics going on, you have, you know, Super Bowl is tomorrow, so you might want to get like a lot of bets in here. But being selective is truly key to becoming a professional handicapper. Like, knowing when to pass is important. Alrighty, so let's dive on into some AI. So, what I want to talk about is, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it in the news a bit, is that, you know, OpenAI is going to start inviting advertisers in, or a lot of these companies actually are now considering, how am I going to make this LLM, like beyond just getting people to buy, you know, the subscription, how am I going to make it profitable? And the one thing that everybody's reaching towards right now is advertisement. And for years, companies like Facebook, you know, they are advertising in every which way across Instagram and Facebook and pretty much all the platforms. TikTok as well is taking all of your data in and, you know, looking at how long you spent looking at a video, how fast you're scrolling, what's interesting to you versus what isn't. And then let's not forget that data giants like Oracle have been creating the Big Data Bible, which takes tens of thousands of attributes. And they know things like, even if you bought chocolate ice cream last week, they're looking at everything from your credit card data to your search history. I mean, quite literally. So there is a lot of data out there being collected on you, whether you like it or not. It's happening. I know, I hope so too, but I mean, we'll see what Anthropic does, and I think, you know, once one does it, they're probably all going to go down that direction. I hope not. I hope there is always going to be a tier for people who don't want the ads, but it just seems like we live in a world right now where we can't escape the ads. They're everywhere. It's almost too much. I mean, truthfully, like, I get so fatigued after seeing so many ads every day. I don't even remember what I see half the time, because I just try to scroll past it or do something else, look at my phone if there's an ad on TV. But truthfully, our data has been getting collected for so many years, and these platforms like Facebook, Oracle, etc., they are building these lookalike models. So they take millions of users, they track their behavior, they train neural networks to find patterns, and it's like, if it behaved like group A, you know, you're going to get classified into like what group A buys. And these systems, they don't need to necessarily know you personally, but they do. And they're looking at all of your statistics, you know, your clicks, pauses, scrolling patterns, everything, buying behavior, what you bought at the grocery store last week. All of this is important so that they could feed you better ads. Now, we're talking about conversational AI, and this has been changing the game for a lot of people, because you're having these private one-on-one conversations with these chatbots, or so we think. Oh yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine. People are already, I mean, since ChatGPT came out, people have been trying to use it for sports betting, and and it's just been, I mean, everything I've seen is it's never really worked out, in my opinion, at least. The best AI sports betting bot, I mean, it was like you know, when I actually test it consistently, it's like at minus 30% ROIs. Like minus, we're getting plus 30%, plus 35% ROIs right here just by playing with the house. And I'm not trying to sell you a chat GPT. I built a sports betting bot on chat GPT. Come on, that's silly. You know, I'm in school, I'm studying AI and machine learning data sciences, and trying to go to ChatGPT and ask who's going to win is just, it's ridiculous. You know, it's never going to give you the right answer. All it's doing is pulling from what it predicts next, what the predicted next right word, you know, should be. And oftentimes it's just the most popular thing that it's seeing across the internet. All right, so now, I mean, we're having these private conversations with our AI bots, and it's, you know, it's not just storing the words, it's creating vectors. So this is mathematical representations of the meanings of what you're talking to it about and what it's talking to you about. So it's storing the intent behind the words, and it's getting compared to millions of other vectors. I mean, it's really creating this like crazy, like 500 dimensional space, and it's identifying people who've asked similar questions and what they did next and what the discussion was, you know, and now that advertising is going to be across all of these platforms, it just means that it's shifting from just targeting your demographic to really predicting timing on when you need to buy it. And truthfully, I think one of the scary things about this is like, it knows you, or you feel like it knows you, and you feel like you know it, right? This chatbot. And right now you could be using it saying, how can I save money here? Or how can I, you know, do this? And it's in general trying to give you good answers based off of like all the tools that it's able to use. But what's scary about this is that it could be giving you the answers in the future that advertisers want you to see, and you think it's being, you know, genuinely created just for you, but it could be, you know, once it gets really integrated with these ads, leading you into something that might not be the optimal solution for you, or might not work for you because it's what the advertisers want you to use. What's the new social media site all Gen Z are joining after leaving TikTok? I don't know. I would love to know. Does anyone have a new social media site? Yeah, I mean, Be Real. I used it, but there was nothing really sticky about it. Like, there wasn't anything that just wanted me to keep coming back to it. So I would love to know if there's any new upscroll. I'm gonna check it out. I haven't heard of that one before. So, yeah, okay. I mean, I think what I'm really trying to say here is like AI, this is a double-edged sword. Of course, it could help you avoid mistakes, make better decisions, or even just like widen the breadth of possibilities or considerations for you. But also, it could still, you know, guide you towards decisions. Once it integrates really with ads, it could guide you towards decisions that are benefiting advertisers or platforms or whoever is controlling the incentive behind the system. So it's not benefiting you anymore, it's benefiting them. And that's what we all really need to be cautious of. And that's why I'm really worried about AI integrating, I mean, especially AI is already building like the neural networks that are creating, you know, a lot of these non-linear patterns to match you with certain demographic groups. You know, that's already happening. But to really take it and put it in these LLMs so that it's feeding you all this information based on all of your past patterns and what you've been talking to it about to benefit the advertisers instead of you, that's what I'm concerned about. And understanding how all of this works is key. And understanding, you know, what are the benefits and what do you have to be cautious about. You know, I mean, hopefully it just gives you a better understanding of what's going on with AI, what's coming in the future. And truthfully, open source models, I believe, are really where it's at. There's a lot of open source models out there on Hugging Face, and they're not getting influenced by advertisers. They're out there for everybody to use. And, you know, but when you get locked into these systems, it starts getting tricky. So. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to check into some more of these new social medias. Seriously. I feel like Instagram is just like dead. Does anybody use it anymore? Or is that just me? And then, yeah, I mean, TikTok got bought by Oracle, and I don't know. I've seen people react really bad to that, like how they just hate that now. So, I mean, there's always a lot of give and takes, I think, when you're trying to find a new social media, and I just haven't really found one that's, like, dominating this space yet, but I would love to know, like, what you guys think I should join, what platforms. I just got a new phone, so let me know. Yeah, I was at the Apple store yesterday, got a brand new phone, and then I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to go back today and get a brand new computer. Mine is good, but for all of the AI work that I'm actually doing in my classes, you know, I'm basically like already 15 credits deep into this, that I need a better computer that's going to really be, you know, have the right chips for AI and, you know, building, for example, neural networks, or, you know, doing these machine learning algorithms, or, you know, having a large language model on my computer. I mean, these things I've been doing and I've been able to get away with, but time for an upgrade. Yeah, I feel that Instagram, yeah, Reels is keeping them in the game, but I feel like you can't even scroll for 2 photos without seeing an ad. And I think everything changed once Instagram decided, like, we're gonna take away the timeline, so you can't see really what's newest that your friends actually posted. We're just gonna show you a whole bunch of random stuff all the time. And yeah, it just made it kind of not fun, but TikTok's a little bit like the same way, where you don't really see the newest thing. A lot of times people's videos from like 5 years ago start blowing up randomly. It's just, yeah, social media's, I don't think it's really being optimized for the user. I mean, I think it's optimized so that the user stays on it longer, but it's really benefiting the advertisers. And a lot of these big platforms, they're not doing anything about bots just taking over the platform. I mean, and truthfully, they don't need to, because there's a lot of incentivations to keep the bots in the platforms. I mean, hell, if you have, you know, 10 million bots on your platform, that's 10 million extra views for all the advertisers coming in and paying top dollar. And then the advertisers, because it's charging them so much money to market, they get to sell you products for, you know, top dollar as well. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it's the consumer that always pays, and that's what I'm against here. But oh well, that's my mini rant for today. I'm sorry about that. That's just my mini rant. I was going off on a little bit of a tangent, but those are my own personal feelings. Doesn't say anything, not Sports Betting Illuminated, but just my own personal feelings. I'm always for the consumer. I'm for giving you guys real information. I've, you know, been offered different positions with sports books and, you know, even top networks, and I've turned them down because I don't want to be a shill for the sports book. I'm not going to give you plays that I don't believe in, and I'm not going to go out there and start pushing parlays and, you know, start pushing things where I know the person's going to get screwed at the end of the day. And that's not what I'm about. I'm about everybody making money, and I'm about creating a decentralized community where we can all help each other. And that's what I'm about here. Oh geez. How many Super Bowl commercials will be AI generated? I don't know. And how much money did they spend on these AI platforms to generate these I mean, this is getting out of pocket. But that's my own that's my own personal opinion. Meta sneaking AI generated users. Yeah. I know, and a lot of these users look really real too. Like realistic everything. So, I mean, it's just becoming harder and harder for the average person who wants to get into content creation or even just share a voice out there for them to be heard when they're competing against a bunch of AI generations and bots and, you know, people paying for likes and all this stuff. I mean, it's tough out there on social media. So, I mean, I hope there maybe one day, like my hope for the future is one day like we will have like an authentic social media, maybe go back to the days of MySpace before like there were a bunch of bots all over and before there were ads all over, where you could really personalize it. And maybe it's an open source social media too. Open source code, so that people can really customize their profiles to how they like and show their own personality and learn code while doing so. I truly think, you know, like people need to start learning about writing their own AI programs when maybe they're in elementary school, because otherwise it's just a big scary thing out there that's looking mystical and magical, and until you know the inner workings, you know, it's scary. Oh no, I hope they don't. AI, the Bud Light horses, that would be terrible. Alright. Wow. This was such a fun show, everybody. If you have any questions, feel free to write me. You know where my email is. Join my free daily emails just by going to arielcalista.com. Clicking the stay in touch button. Give the stream a thumbs up if you like it, if you want to keep following along. Sorry for going off on a little bit of a tangent there, but I think we're all just having fun here. And who's ready for the Super Bowl tomorrow? I am. Let's have a great time. Let's do a lot of winning. And also, let's know when to pass and be selective with our plays, because I don't want anyone to lose their shirt on the Super Bowl. Set a bankroll limit. Only bet what you're not afraid to lose. And, you know, make sure all the bills are paid. Seriously, make sure your family's taken care of, because that's what we're about here. We're about responsible gambling, and, you know, we're here to have fun, and we're here to win money, and not bet irresponsibly, but learn how to bet smarter, and make your money work harder. Thanks so much, Spencer. Good luck. Happy wagering. And I will see you all next time. Make sure to subscribe. Just give the stream a thumbs up if you haven't already. And good luck today, everyone. Bye.